Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right. So, Lakers. We didn't have such a good game against the Utah Jazz last, and a lot of the conversation around the Lakers is a lot of stupid stuff, to be completely honest with you. Real stupid stuff. Like, is Luka Doncic worth the trade? Is Max Christie not a better player since he's been playing better through 6 games than Luka has in 2? It's a bunch of real stupid, like... for me, it's like... If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Right? I don't really have the patience of a lot of people. When I see stuff like that, I don't have nice things to think or say. At all. It's like, okay. Whatever. Now... I give Max Christie all the credit in the world, and I'm rooting for him have the best career possible. I'll put no caps on Max. None. And he's in better shape than Luka. So whether or not he'll have a longer career than Luka, I think that's a reasonable conversation. But is he a better player than Luka? Does he have bigger impact? Will the Dallas Mavericks be cool because Max is running things? And conversations like that are like deeply disturbing to my brain. Deeply. Like, I like Max, man. I can't wait for Max to take off and become the great player that I believe he could become. One of the best two-way players at the 2-guard position. Someday. Maybe even sooner than someday. Given the fact that we didn't give him the playing time he deserves, who knows how much better he would be if he would have got it. That's always been my thing. Max is, for his learning curve, going really well. When you consider we didn't even play him the last 2 years. We needed him last year, but we didn't play him. And as you consider to see him play going forward, you see how bad of a call that was by Darvin Ham. It ain't even a good halfway through the season, and Max Christie has already become probably the most productive player on the team he's been traded to, given the fact they have so many injuries. And our coach didn't think he was good enough to play last year when we actually needed what Max was doing. This coach had so many issues finding answers that he was putting players on the floor that didn't even match with one another in any way. And the solution to the problems he was looking to fix was Max. So that's my point of view on that. He'd have been so much better if he just simply would have played more. Hell, any last year. Forget more. Any. And so that's really my point of view. If anything, I just want people to understand that I'm a believer in Max. Before we go any further into this conversation, I want to see him make all-star teams. And if he goes on to be greater than the greatest, all that is just a reflection of his natural ability and his hard work ethic. That's my point of view. But to say he's greater than Luka Doncic, or he's going to be more of an impact player than Luka Doncic, looking at 6 games of Max Christie and 2 games of Luka Doncic where he hasn't even been given the ball enough to make me feel like he's even been showcases himself yet. Got him playing off the ball half the damn time. If I'm being completely honest with you, that's one of the stupidest takes in sports right now, is that Max Christie, through 6 games, is a better player than Luka Doncic because Luka hasn't looked his best, fresh off injury, has had him out for over a month. Most Laker fans aren't really aware of how long he's been out. Or if they are aware, you need to take it into account. He's been out since Christmas Day. It's the 15th of February. It's 2 months off. So we need to reel it in, literally reel it in as it pertains to our assessment of Luka Doncic. Do some highlight watching, do some homework. I understand a lot of people that are talking heads are talking to our casual fans, people who only know what they see on TV at a given moment. They don't necessarily know the history or what a player's capable of or whatever that may be there to see. And that for those people, there's no such thing as a stupid conversation. They just aren't informed. I don't know nothing about hockey. I don't know nothing about baseball. I would be just as uninformed as they are in regards to their sport. I don't know who's any good. I wouldn't know. Who knows? Only those who follow it know. But as I am in the know, I find myself offended just the same when I hear stuff like, well, Max Christie's obviously better than Luka Doncic, because hey, that's so stupid it's offensive. That's literally what that is. So stupid it's offensive. But what I will say is, that's on Luka to get himself in the type of shape necessary, and it's on the Lakers to make sure he is showcased properly so that we can't continue to hear stupid stuff like this, man. So we don't continue to see stupid stuff. And Dallas Mavericks fans, you know, if they're saying these things, that's because they're trying to cope with very, very difficult and impossible circumstances from which to try to cope with. And if Max Christie's going to give them some copium, who am I to step on that? They have to tell themselves whatever they got to tell themselves about their situation. And it is what it is. Max Christie's playing great. That is what they have to tell themselves. Hey, if we go forward with Max Christie, we got a better chance of having a healthier basketball player who's likely going to do more on the defensive end. Younger basketball player isn't going to cost as much. So, okay, yeah, that's true. All of that, very true. And I think at the end of the day, like I said, it's on Luka to get in the type of shape necessary so that he can do the things that he does at a consistent level without constantly fighting himself back from injury. A lot of times injuries are caused by circumstances, but sometimes it's caused by just not having yourself in the conditioning necessary so that you can perform on the basketball floor. And if you don't have your conditioning in order, it's a good chance you're going to fall to injury. It's not that difficult of a thought. Really, it's not a difficult thing to figure out. And so for him, working out once in a while and then putting beer on your belly and stuff like that, that's not going to help you stay healthy out there. You got to do away with that and get rather strict. You know, the better he takes care of himself, the better his body will respond to the schedule in front of him. That's really what it comes down to, the less people have to say about it. And so that's what working out should mean to him. It ain't going to make him any less of a basketball player or any more of a basketball player, because he's great already. But it will enhance what his body is able to do on that basketball floor. And that will make him a more productive basketball player. So I think he mentioned that he wants to work out during the All-Star break. He's not going to be performing in the All-Star festivities this weekend. He said he wants to spend some time with his lady and child. I think that's all very good. It's exactly what I want to hear. Get in the gym, unwind your mind. Two things that I think Luka would be very good for doing. You know, unwind your mind, spend time with your child, spend time with your lady. But do indeed get in that gym. Don't let that just be you telling me what I want to hear. Because your body wants to see you do it. Never mind what the rest of us think. Your body will be very, very happy that you started that process of grueling it out in that damn gym. And sweating out whatever needs to be sweated out and getting into shape, whatever necessary to do so. A better shape than he ever allowed himself to get into in Dallas is what ultimately I'm asking him to do. You got into a certain point in Dallas where you were comfortable with your position, with your physique rather. You were comfortable with your body. I tell him that's not satisfactory. With all due respect, that is not how that works. You get in the gym, you stay in the gym, and you handle it that way. And then, throughout the course of years and years and years of continued practices and taking care of oneself, both during the season and the off season, you start to see yourself in the type of shape that people want to see you in. Respecting yourself in a way that doesn't allow for anybody to ever call you fat again or trade you away or not give you your money ever again for something as silly as being an out-of-shape athlete. That is crazy. Those are two things that should be an oxymoron in 2025 with all we understand. There should be no reason you're an out-of-shape athlete. That's craziness. It's absolute insanity right there. And so that's what I want to say, man. I got a lot of respect for Luka's game. And I'm looking to earn a lot of respect for his gains in the gym. Putting on the muscle necessary, leaning down, getting to a space where he looks like an athlete. Not just passing for one, but looks like one. You know what I mean? They're paying you a lot of money to stay in shape, bro. And they took a lot of money from you because of it. And they got people saying and legitimately thinking that role players who are playing well are better than you. Hey, no way in hell that should be able to slide. No way in hell that should be able to slide. If I'm I'm offended by this as somebody who really likes Max Christie as a player. I'm offended that they would compare or say that Max is better for any damn reason. And this is somebody who was looking forward to having Max on his team for the next 20 years. I'm telling you, Luka Doncic should be extremely offended that anybody's even able to say that for any stretch of basketball timing. And the only person he has to blame that they're saying that is him. And I want him to believe that. Believe that. You might as well put them words in everybody's mouth, bro. And you take that energy out on the gym. You take it out on the weight room. You take it out on the treadmill. You take it out on the diet selection. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most important conversation to have around the Lakers right now. Not X's and O's. Not how people are going to fit with their personalities. Not any of the stuff the Lakers are lacking with the roster. None of that is any important in comparison to Luka the Don putting himself in the greatest position to look and feel like a world-class athlete. You have world-class talent. With that world-class talent should be a desire to be in world-class shape. I don't think there's anything more important for our organization right now than making him buy in to that. And then we can give him the money that he's asking for and feel confident we're going to get the most out of his body. Because his talent comes with it. His talent, man, he can play better than most people, fat and chubby, out of shape, bro. It's never going to be the question about that. It's never, ever going to be a question about that. But is he going to be strong enough for the mind to silence all these critics talking crazy, including myself, about his conditioning? That's the question. Is he going to care enough about that more so than he cares about being comfortable with whatever it is he wants to do with his body that doesn't have anything to do with working out? You understand? And that's the encouragement I'm trying to provide to this channel. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Can he play with Austin Reeves? I don't care. If he's not in shape, he ain't going to play with Austin Reeves. Austin going to have the ball in his hand while Luka's nursing back from injury. You see what I'm saying? And given the fact that we want to turn the entire franchise over to this dude, ain't nothing more important than him getting in shape. With all due respect to Austin and all these other people, if we're going to be left with nothing but him if we do this, you know, if we choose what's most important in our organization right now, ain't nobody going to be left but Luka Doncic. Literally. You know, we're not choosing none of these people over him. We're not. I know there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to hear that. Especially LeBron fans. But the 25-year-old chubby dude is who's going to be the guy here from here on out. Now, with LeBron James, I don't never have to worry about him being in shape. Ain't never going to be a million years from now. I would expect if he alive, he going to be working out to some degree. You know what I mean? Like that, I don't worry about LeBron James taking care of himself. And because he's naturally talented, I'd imagine he could play fat and still be very talented. Some of the stuff that he does is predicated on speed and strength, so I don't know if he'd be as effective, but he'd still be an NBA player with a high level aptitude and ability to get things done on the basketball floor. I'm certain of that. He would be able to get plenty done on the basketball floor if he wasn't in shape. But that he values being in shape gives us the reason to believe that we can trust paying him at 40 years old. You know what I mean? Him on a no-trade clause doesn't bother anybody. And so that's what it comes down to. How much does it matter to follow LeBron's lead in that way? And you're catching yourself early enough to where if you started if you start thinking that way, by the time you're 40 years old, you're going to be in the best shape of your life. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too late to start adapting to those habits and not giving yourself passes and all those different types of mentalities that don't cater to you being in the best condition you can be in. So, yeah, man, that's the conversation, really. That's the most important thing to me. Can he play with Austin Reeves? Yeah, sure. Can he, yes. I think it's no problem with him playing offensive ball with Austin Reeves. They both pass, they both shoot, they both score. Like, in order to work with one another, and see, this is something that I need to say. Offensively, this is what is key. Are you able to pass the rock in a rhythmic way? Can you score if pass the rock too? If the answer to those two questions are yes, then you can play with the other dude. Literally that. You wonder if people can play when they can't pass, when they're both selfish players that don't know how to be connective pieces to something that moves the ball around back and forth. Those are players like, all right, who's like this? Rui doesn't really pass the rock like that. And let's say whoever else is just like Rui don't pass the rock around. Some say, I think it was accused of Cam Whitmore of being somebody who doesn't really have floor vision, doesn't really pass the rock that much. I don't know if he has that problem or not, but I'm just saying, example. Those type of players are players I wonder, all right, if we put them on the floor together, can they work together? But people who know how to pass the rock back and forth, hell no, they don't have those problems. They don't have a problem. And they can score, both of them can score. Now, what I do wonder is who best plays off the ball. I think Luka's probably the worst player off the ball of the three of them. But Austin is a good player off of the ball. He's been forced to play off the ball most of the time. And LeBron James is a good player off of the ball. Depending on how well he's shooting the ball, he could be really good off the ball. If he's not shooting well, he still make cuts and stuff like that, getting to the basket. He's an easy target. He has great hands. So, of course, he can play off the ball. Luka, not being in shape, I don't think is a great off-ball player. He tends to run to a corner, it looked like, kind of sit there and be outside of the offense. The ball moves around. He doesn't touch his hands. He's not particularly a great screen setter or cutter or, to my eyesight, in short sample size. He doesn't look like he's at all effective off the ball to me. Now, can he become more effective off the ball? Of course. If you keep him playing off the ball for more than a year, he's going to get good off the ball. But right now, I don't think he's that great of a player in those situations, to my eyesight. So for me, and I know Austin's probably going to be the one that struggles with this because he's finally getting a chance to really have the usage with the ball in his hands. That's when he's at his best. I would probably put the ball in Luka's hands and just have him run the offense when he's on the floor. And then when Luka's off the floor, maybe put the ball in Austin's hands a bit more. And LeBron could play off the ball comfortably. I don't doubt LeBron James can be excellent in situations where he's asked to be the hockey assist guy. I think he could be an amazing hockey assist guy. So I don't really need him to be on ball too often anymore. And a lot of times when he's on ball, I'm not as comfortable with him, even though he's an amazing passer. I don't know that he's the greatest decision maker. And we've talked about this. I don't really like him at point guard. He turns the ball over. His handle is not particularly advanced per se. He gets around, he moves around, he can handle himself, but it's not like you expect him to be some type of Kyrie Irving or something. He don't have handles like that. And he's a bigger, kind of clunkier dude. So for me, all this talk about him being a point guard, I never bought into it. I didn't particularly like him at point guard. I like him as a hockey assist guy. He can get all of his assists when he catches the ball in motion to move toward either the basket, a jump shot, triple threat, whatever. He can get his assists off of those plays as well as anybody. And because he's so rhythmically sound, you get him the ball and you need it to go somewhere else, he can always get it somewhere else quickly. like Lonzo do and stuff like that. He doesn't need to be the guy running the ball up. I think Luka the Don should be the primary guy running the ball up from here on out. 90% of the time, literally. Bron can run it up when it's necessary. When Luka ain't on the floor, we can have him do a little bit of that. Austin can do it. And like I said, I would try to have Austin in more second unit situations so that he can have his time on the ball and get into his rhythm in small spurts. Because I don't see Luka being a 40-minute a night guy at all, right now especially. I would actually only have him playing about 32 minutes at the most with the conditioning he's in and the injuries that he has. He would get about 32 minutes at the most. His numbers are going to come down off the strength of those minutes not being what they used to be in Dallas, at least for the short term, until he shows me he's in that type of shape. You see what I'm saying? And that would be, in my opinion, what should motivate him to get in not only the shape that he's comfortable in, but in the shape that I'm comfortable seeing him in if I'm coach. Because that's what you gotta bridge the gap there. He's comfortable being in a certain shape. We should have higher standards for his conditioning. And his minutes should be determined by that conditioning. When you get in that type of shape and I see you looking like that, all right, then we take the cuffs off and you can run all day. Until then, I got to protect you from yourself. Because your body, it ain't going to hold up whether you believe it or not. It ain't been holding up. You know what I'm saying? And you 25 years old, so I got to condition your mind. You ain't stuck in your ways. You were still a young man. So we got to work these new ways into your situation, and you're going to need a little coaching. And that's exactly how I would handle it if I'm JJ. Luka get about 30 minutes a night. 30 minutes a night. Bron and Austin can take care of any of that running up duty that otherwise I need to give him the ball for. They're plenty capable. He get 30 minutes a night. Until I start seeing some pounds shaved off and some definition in the arms and legs. You getting shaved off. We ain't doing it. You get in that type of shape, come next year, if I see you coming in 20 pounds, 30 pounds lighter, all right, yeah, we put the ball in your hands. Let's go. You get your regular minutes back. That's how I'm handling him. That's how I'm handling him. Dallas didn't have that luxury, nor did they have the leverage to do it, because obviously he was the king of the world out there until he wasn't anymore. They got frustrated with him. They never trained him. You know what I mean? Like they just started saying yes to the guy and paying him, and then new ownership comes in. They're not happy with that. And now it's too late. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna have that problem. No. Nah, Luka, you're gonna get in shape. And so that's my point of view. He gonna be on the ball on his minutes. I ain't asking him to play off ball at all if I'm Coach JJ. He ain't gonna be off ball. Why? He's the best playmaker in basketball, not named Jokic at the center position. He's literally the most important player at the point guard position, had the ball in their hands in the whole damn league. I'm not gonna have him playing off ball. There's nobody like to keep Austin in rhythm. Are you kidding me? I love you, Austin, but are you absolutely kidding me? So I just think JJ's being kind. You know, he's trying to balance out personalities. A rookie coach, somebody who used to be a player. He gets it. That's why he ain't bench Rui in situations where it makes sense to do so to a lot of us, because he's trying to manage them egos, and I understand that. But when it comes to little 25-year-old Luka, oh, hell no, bro. Nah, we ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. You little bro. You gonna earn everything you get. I don't give a shit how accomplished you are as a Dallas Maverick. You come here, and we gonna train your mind. You gonna be wanting to work out, because it's gonna be the only way you get your minutes. And many will say, well, if we do that to him, he ain't gonna resign. If we don't do that to him, he ain't gonna stay healthy. You understand what I'm saying to you? Pick one. Pick a side. Do you want to sign a player that's not going to be conditioned properly, or do you want to train him to be conditioned and risk him not being happy with that and signing elsewhere? That's my attitude. And that should be our attitude. Because I'm not going to turn my franchise over to a dude that ain't in shape. I ain't doing that. But I'm also not going to have the dude in my uniform not train him to get in shape and then be mad when he ain't. No, we ain't doing that either. So that's how that would be. I would be stepping all on his toes. If he's unhappy with that, he going to hate me, because I'm not playing like that with him. I'd tell him so. I'd have something to say every day. Every day. every day. And I ain't shaming him in the media. Nah, I'm talking directly to him. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do like the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. I think you're fat. You're gonna stay fat, and you ain't great, and you're gonna go. No. He ain't worked. He's not at that age. And I've already said this, but he's not at that age where he's stuck in his ways. That's the problem with the Dallas Mavericks. For whatever reason, they didn't get that. 25 ain't the age where you can't change your ways. Your patterns of emotions and things that you do, you getting up early, waking up late, going to sleep late, whatever, studying, stuff like that, you ain't too far into your life to where you can't start establishing habits that you're going to keep for the rest of your life that ain't got nothing to do with how you move right now. Now, once you start hitting 32, 33, now we're in a space where it's like, all right, bro, it's too much to ask him to do something. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Start getting them late 20s, early 30s, that's a problem. Right now, nah, we ain't there yet. And so that's what it is, man. You want this Laker thing, Luka? You want this thing turned over to you? You know who you taking it from? LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Pau Gasol. These dudes didn't cheat us in that way. Only one who can accuse of cheating us in that way is Shaq. And Shaq did work out. But he gave himself passes. He ate like how he wanted to eat. And he regretted all the way through the end of his second half of his career. And so that's where I'm at with it. I'm of the mindset that Luka Don is going to be a fantastic off-ball player if he gets in better shape and is asked to do it more. I don't know that I need him to become a great off-ball player, though. I don't think I need him to become a great off-ball player. What I need him to do is just have a ball in his hands, get in the type of shape that's necessary, and then from there, run from there. How y'all doing? All right. And that's what it is. Just run from there. I tell you the truth, man. I'm a believer in Luka Don. I don't talk this way, nor do I not bash the trade in if I thought for 1 second that Luka couldn't prove himself to be the best player in the league someday. 25 years old, he's younger than the other players who are considered better than him. The two other people that you would remotely consider better than him, he's younger than those people. So his upside for me, so long as he starts taking his conditioning seriously, is higher than Jokic. It's higher than SGA. And Wemby's in his own world because Wemby is the tallest and longest player we've ever seen. Jokic don't have to be the tallest and longest player we've ever seen or even be in shape to be that great. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why Luka is different in that way. Because if Luka was the longest and tallest player we've ever seen, on top of the skills that he possesses, then he would be well on his way to being the greatest player to ever play. He don't have them natural gifts. You see what I'm saying? He don't have them natural gifts. More of what he does is based on him staying cerebral and mental. You know, understanding the angles and understanding how to maximize his teammates and hit shots and his gift for doing so. It ain't in the length and the height, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he's, to me, more special in some ways. And so I'm just like, man, look, it's all about him taking the most out of his physical so he can extend his career and maximize his winning potential and earning potential, man. And I think we're well on our way to seeing if he's going to be motivated to do so or if he's going to be stuck in his own way of doing things this early in life and not wanting to change, even though all of this is happening that would otherwise motivate most of us. You know? And so that's where I'm at. He's a killer of the highest order on the basketball floor. That's what I like about him. He's a killer. He's looking to take your heart. If you pissed him off, he's looking to drop 75 on your head. You didn't take him in the draft, 75 for you. You traded him away, 75 for you. Like I'm telling you, that's already been proven. All NBA every year, except for this year. And he's been hurt all year. You see what I'm saying? It's like he's just not somebody that you just toy with. And that's another thing I got to say about him. You want him to play off ball. And this is what he accomplished with the ball in his hands? Yeah, no, I'm going to need you to put the ball in his hands, man. Luka Doncic needs the ball in his hands. Because this is what he accomplished. Earlier than the age of 25, every single year, he was a top 5 player to where you gave him all NBA every year for the first 5 years of his career with the ball in his hands. I am not asking that player to play off ball so that Austin Reeves can stay in rhythm. No, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not doing that. We ain't doing that. You put the ball in his hands and you let him go do exactly what he's been doing for the Dallas Mavericks. And as he does those things, he's going to do the same thing for you. He's going to be that great for you. And so I would tell Coach JJ that those exact words. You know, you bring in any point guard that has the ability to make people better, and you want them to have that ball in their hand more than the guys that we've had currently on our team. With all due respect to LeBron and Austin, you bring in a high-level point guard, and you say, okay, we want you to take over. You bring in the point guard, and anything less than that is sacrilege, pretty much. And that's exactly what we've done. We brought in the point guard. And you got him running off into a corner so Austin could get his shots off. Hell no. Nah. JJ, no, bro. No, you put an end to that. As soon as we get back on that basketball floor, you put an end to that crap, bro. I kid you not. Put an end to that on me. Put an end to that. So that's my point of view. I want people to just hear my point of view because, you know, I think a lot of people they're saying what I'm saying, but they're not saying it in the way I'm saying it. I think they want to tiptoe around the conditioning conversation because the Dallas Maverick owner has laid it on so thick. You know, it makes sense too. I think that reading the tone, you know, reading the room in that regard is perfectly safe. I think it's fantastic that everybody's willing to give him ample opportunity to prove himself in that regard. And I think that you know, it's only room for maybe 1 or 2 people, including myself, to be on the hey, get in shape side of things when it comes to this Laker Nation thing. I don't want to hear that from everybody because I don't think that creates a great environment for him to come to. But a few of us need to be doing it. And because I ain't heard too many people doing that on our end, that's why I'm doing it. That's exactly why I'm doing it. And if you guys follow me close enough, you know how much I got Luka's back in regards to the conversation about whether or not he should be given his money in Dallas or whether he should have been traded. You know, that conversation, that's a conversation we've already had. I personally think Nico Harrison should be fired. I think the owner of the Dallas Mavericks should be forced to sell the team. Like, I literally think that. Especially after hearing him talk. That owner's trash. He's trash. So I want people to understand about my opinion on that one too. That owner is awful. He shouldn't be nowhere near a basketball court. Honestly. And so yeah, man, we got Luka's back on this channel. We want to see him be his best. We're hoping to motivate, not deter from activity or desire. But you know, everything that we support is conditional to him putting in the effort. It's not necessarily about him maintaining his numbers from Dallas and all of that. I'm not judging him off of that because I feel like that comes with the conditioning anyway. I don't think he has anything to prove to me basketball-wise. I really don't. Nothing. I think he has more to prove to me in terms of him willing to get in shape and changing his mindset, conditioning about it, his attitude about working out. I want to see that evolve more than I want to see anything else for him, truthfully. And if I see him get in the shape that I believe he can get in or that I respect from him, then I'm like, well, I'm happy with this player whether the numbers are there or not, because I already know what he can do. So if we having trouble getting him his looks, or if we have him playing off ball and he's not getting his numbers, or if we're not winning championship every damn year, that's not, you know what I mean? I'm not judging him off of those things. That's not what this teeters on for me. This teeters on whether or not he's willing to slender down, bulk up, and make himself look like a legitimate monster, Serbian monster in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Literally. I kid you not. That's exactly what I want to see from Luka the Don. Ripped up. All that chubby face fat come off the body. I want to see him shape up, man. Six pack, arms, shoulders, all that. I want to see him get in the type of shape that he's never asked himself to get into, man. Because that's exactly what the learning curve for him is ultimately about. Is learning to shut these people up, man. Show me he got that killer in him that's going to shut these people up. That's exactly what I want. I want him to shut people up, including myself. And when he do that, he have my respect. And we can go forward, and I'm going to support him by hook or crook, up and down, left and right for the rest of his career. That's how I feel about it. That's exactly how I feel about it. And I don't believe it takes 5 minutes to get in shape either. This is like a 3-year, 4-year process for me, personally. To get in the type of shape that I have in mind, you got to really take time, man. You got to change your diet, and it takes a long time, man. So, I don't want him to take anything that's going to enhance his, you know what I mean? Because that type of pressure, especially when you have resources, to be like, all right, let me take this shot real quick. We can get in that shape. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me take this pour this in there, and then we get in some trouble about performance enhancing bullcrap. I don't respect that. I don't want to do that. That's not the way forward for him. That's not the way forward for him. Because at the end of the day, it's about doing it the right way that people are going to respect. If we're going to do that, we might as well just forgo the respect. Just pick up another beer and sit down, bro. Because that's not the way forward to gain the respect that I'm talking about. To get in the type of healthy wellness type thing that I'm talking about, that's just going to create different types of problems. So no, I would not want him to do that either. Just to expedite the process of getting in shape. I don't think that's smart at all. Take your time with that, but do it. Put in the work. Struggle it out. Here's what I would tell him. So, yeah, man. That's my point of view. That's my point of view, man. I want him to do what he has to do. And from there, the Lakers just give him his money, man. Do what Dallas wasn't smart enough to do. Don't trade him. If you're lucky enough to have him re-sign, which I think we're well on our way to early on, doing all the right things, showing support. You know what I mean? I think he's really taken well to the fans. I think the fans have, obviously, we're so excited to have him, so that's not even a thing. But I think he's gonna love being a Laker here. Obviously, it's gonna be a process trying to get him, acclimated to what we do, and to morph what we do into what he's best for having done. And then from there, seeing the winning come after that, right? Because that's really what the pecking order is in regards to our process. But, I think that'll come. I don't think it's going to take long for that. I think LeBron James and Austin Reeves will help with that a lot. I think our defensive players will help him a lot. And, that's really what it is. I think the Lakers would be wise to understand that now centers are going to want to try to find their way here. It's not the same world that we were in when we had Anthony Davis, where we had to try to figure out how we could get a center. I think any center worth his salt is now dreaming of playing with Luka the Don and LeBron James. Some of them dudes that thought they were going to re-sign with their teams, some of them may want to take our bag now. Not to start rumors, because I don't know specifically who this would fit for, but at this point, there's no Anthony Davis in the way to eat away at the center position spot. So, let's say I'm Alperen Sengun. Houston better pay me, man. You see what I'm saying? That's the truth. Who else is in that conversation? Let's say I'm Domantas Sabonis. Sacramento, what y'all doing? You know what I mean? because the world has changed now to where the Los Angeles Lakers have a clear spot for any good center to step in, play with great all-world passers and shooters. So if you rim protect, you like to catch lobs, you like to play make a little bit, and you know what I mean, you think you can play with a guy like Luka Doncic and LeBron James, suddenly your spot is open. There's no one there to eat away at your minutes. You're going to make all-star teams off the strength of the Laker brand. You know what I'm saying? So if you one of them type of centers, or even if you have aspirations of being one of them type of centers, now the most important thing for you to do is get over to the LA Lakers before someone else does. You see what I'm saying? That's where we're at. We got to get through this season. It's going to be what it's going to be. But come off season, I think it's going to be rather interesting to see how long it is before we get a great center in this situation, because I don't think it's going to take as long as people think. I think there are going to be some people who have plans, just like Alex Len. Plans, them plans are going to change now. I thought I was going to spend my whole career with such and such team, but now this Lakers situation over there, yeah, I'm going over there. And I'm taking a pay cut. Like, literally. And so that this Mark Williams situation is a blessing in disguise for future seasons. Because now, what you've shown is that you're willing to invest in the center position in a way that you weren't willing to in the past. And you got playmakers that are going to make a center who's looking to score a lot salivate. A center that looks to make defensive plays happen salivate, because they know that they are going to be main rim protection, main offensive recipients. So that's what I want to say. I don't think the Lakers are going to have to work too hard. We got to get through the rest of the season. We're going to be without them. But come off season, I think we might be surprised at who's saying, you know what, I want out of here. I thought I was going to re-sign with y'all guys, but this is a better situation in LA. I'm going. It may be a name that we're not expecting. That's what I want to say. It may be a name you don't see coming. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you guys. I think the interest for a big name center is huge at this point, especially if he's willing to fit himself in between our cap situation. You know who comes to mind? And I know he's not an exciting name right now, but if he can get in the type of shape and get in the type of health, who could potentially be the guy who doesn't have the leverage to no longer ask for super contracts anymore? A guy like Joel Embiid. Now, I'm not excited about bringing him in because, you know, obviously his injury issues and stuff like that. But let's say he loses weight, takes a massive pay cut. Now, his spot for him to be the great Joel Embiid once again is open in LA. He's going to get the ball a million times in a row. You got playmakers all over the place, shooters all over the place. Like I said, I don't think he's great defensively at this point. I don't think he's in the greatest shape or nothing like that. But we're talking about that level of guy. Starts dreaming of leaving his situation and coming to the Los Angeles Lakers. That's all I'm saying. That level of guy. So that's what I want people to think. Like, consider that. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, the Lakers probably going to lose Luka to Denver. Luka's going to go to Denver. I don't think so. I think there's a more likely chance that Jokic comes to the Lakers than Luka going to Denver. I don't think so. I don't think Luka's going to leave this place and go to Denver. I really don't. But I could totally see Jokic leaving the cap-strong, hard place to get free agents, bad contract signing Denver Nuggets. And see, that's the thing, man. The Denver Nuggets haven't been making the greatest decisions with their roster, man. And a lot of what it is that they're able to win off of is Jokic. You remove Jokic from that roster, and it's horrid. That's how bad that roster is right now. It's awful. Zeke Naji contract. It's a bunch of trash up there, I'm telling you. He is why they're as good as they are. He could take himself, go anywhere in the world, and make their team just as good. Anywhere in the world. So I'm telling you, that Jokic, if he's smart, is already considering what life after Denver looks like and where he can go. Because Denver ain't it. Yes, they're winning, but it's because of him. And anywhere he go, he'll be winning like that. And Denver will be in the dumps without him. Just like a lot of teams are in the dumps without him right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's the truth. If I'm him and I'm Luka, LeBron gonna be gone 3 years flat. Jokic, you take that spot, bro. Let's do this Laker thing. The Serbian way. Let's do it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling him. Ain't going no damn Denver for what? They ain't gonna have nothing but me and him. By way of how they move, they ain't gonna have nothing. Pay Jamal Murray all that damn money. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. They solution to all their problems was Russell Westbrook. And you think Luka's better for going there? Man, please. Absolutely not. Hell no. How many championships they got in their career? In their whole history? One. And who gave it to him? Him. He ain't got to stay there, bro. Maybe he wants to play in one place his whole career. I respect that. But if I'm Jokic, I'm like, look, man, I've already gone through the back channels to contact Jeannie Buss, letting her know, hey, I'm coming to the Lakers in about 2029. I'm coming to the Lakers. Don't worry about nothing. Don't think about nothing. Get you a center, but don't get one that's going to be past that tenure because I'm coming. And I'm going to play with my boy. He going to sign an extension. We're going to do this thing together. You're going to have the Euro Lakers soon. And y'all going to win championships from here to Texas, believe me. That's exactly what I'm doing if I'm Jokic. Nah, you ain't got to sign that extension with the Lakers, bro. Luka, sign that extension with the Lakers. That's what I'm telling you. Don't even trip, man. We ain't going to be there for much long. I ain't going to be in Denver much long. Let me up out of here. Leave these clowns where they at. I got them the only championship they ever gonna have. Let's get up out of here, where the sun's shining, where they value me in a center position much more. I'm telling you, I'm already dreaming of how that go. And if I'm Jokic, I'm already dreaming of how that go. Denver. I'm sorry, Denver, but I don't see nothing up there. No reason at all for him to stay there when we got a center opening right here. People talking about, oh, Jokic gonna come. Doncic is gonna go play with Jokic. No. Jokic come play with Doncic in Los Angeles where they can make billions. With an S on it. Not going up to Denver where a couple people gonna be watching. You know what I'm saying? They'll be watching here and there. Nah, where ESPN and ABC have us on once a week. Literally. That's the situation you want if you're Jokic and Doncic. I kid you not. That's the situation that's best. Not playing in Denver. No. You don't leave the Lakers. You go to Denver. You don't do that. Not willingly. No. History tells you that's bad in every way, shape, and form. Just being honest. And so that's my point of view. I'm sticking to it. And that's what I was thinking about last night too. I'm like, man, we could really do this thing with our European connection there. We could really do that. Bring those guys down, man. Got Doncic, go get Jokic. Now let's move that way, man. I'm telling you, it'll be better for it. Because right now, we just got to keep Doncic happy, and I don't think that's going to be too difficult. I really don't. He's already falling in love with this LA thing. I don't think that's going to be too difficult. But the one team that people seem to think that we could lose Luka to is Denver. And what I'm telling you is, if he know what's best for him, that ain't going to be where they end up teaming up. No, not at all. If they know what's best for them, they ain't going to team up out there. They going to team up down here. So that's pretty much my point of view, man. I appreciate everybody for letting me vent. I ain't talked Lakers ball in a couple of days. Like I said, I'm in the future. You know, talking about how these players are going to fit with one another and all that. I'm in the future, bro. I was in the future when I was talking about holding on to my picks. And I'm in the future now when I'm talking about Jokic and Doncic. This era, this little team we got right now is cool, bro. I like it. I'm excited. LeBron and Luka playing together. I wish LeBron was only 30 years old. That would make me really excited. But the fact that he's almost out of here, I'm in the future. My head is already, I'm telling y'all. BL44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.